Hello, Brenton with All Octane here. In this video, I'm going to be opening up some of the brand new Hot Wheels 2024 C-Case cars that I was able to find on the pegs. I do know that there's one B car mixed in here, and I think these might be some D-Case cars. I'm not entirely sure because this one doesn't have on the right, I think it is C because that last letter there, but these were like not the same cases. I also got these at a different location. These were $1.99 because sometimes when you find cars, you just got to buy them. If that's what your goal is. I mean, that's my goal. So I hunt down the cars on the pegs. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. First up, we've got Rockin' Railer. This is a rail dragster. Pretty cool. In blue, I believe if you move the tires, I think the engine, no, yeah, it does right there. It will use that little notch to kind of move the engine back and forth. So if you hit it there, it moves it. Yep. So that's how that works. The engine would rock back and forth as it moves along. Pretty cool car. Decent tampo work on it. Next up, we have the Volvo XC40. We've seen this in green already. Now we've got it in white as a recolor. Big beefy tires on this thing. Ready for the off-road. Great tampo work on it. Nice and simple. Just on the sides, no tampos up front, but it does have the taillights. You got to have the taillights on a Volvo, right? Next up, we've got a 72 Chevy Love in green. It's been a long time since we've seen this casting. I think this casting came out in like 14, 15, maybe 15, maybe even 16. In yellow, I think it was. Glad to see it back. Has great 70s color. This green, definitely a 70s color. This would be a super treasure hunt, the 60s Fiat 500, 500D Modificado. And if you find it in gold with real riders, you would have found the super treasure hunt. I have not, and that's okay. I like the little checkers up top. The Italian flag livery, that is awesome. It's got Fiat on there. That is really, really cool. Glad to add that one to the collection. Next up, we've got the Vespa 90 SS Super Sprint 1966. This one's new for 2024. I really like adding motorcycles and scooters and stuff like that to my collection. It's just a little bit of diversity. I don't know if I'd ever really own one or buy one in real life, but diecast are fun. I'll do it for diecast. I think that's a little Vespa logo right there. That's fun. All right, next up, we've got the Custom 68 Camaro. I think we've seen this in blue. Now we've got it in red, or I guess maybe it was like a dark gray. Can't go wrong with this casting. Has big back tires. That's something I like. Got the exhaust, I think. Is that exhaust? Maybe? Kind of hard to tell. It's got something shooting out the back there. A lot of aero. That's a very cool interpretation for a Camaro. We've got the Group C Fantasy. Group C. I'm not really sure if that's rally related. It doesn't really look like a rally car, but I guess it could be more like Group C Endurance Racing on the track. Wow, look at that paint on the base. Why didn't they make the whole car like that? That would have been stunning. It is a plastic car with a metal base. I like the back tires too. I'm trying to think if we've seen this already. Maybe we've seen it in red. We've got the Pontiac Aztek Custom. How much you want to bet Matchbox is going to come out with the Aztek? Just the regular Aztek. I guarantee you they are. It can't be far behind. If Hot Wheels does it, Matchbox will do it. And Hot Wheels always goes the custom route. Matchbox is going to go the normal route. Not really sure what's in there. Sunglasses. Looks like sunglasses and a hat. We'll go with that. Pretty cool stuff. Man, I miss Pontiac. I had a Pontiac. That was my first car. All right, 57 Chevy, part of the Hot Wheels Art Cars. Nice white wheels. Can't go wrong with the Chevy. This thing has been around forever, this casting, I feel like. Since like the 80s, I think. I mean, the car has been around since 57, but nice and simple. Really cool. Next up, we've got the Jaguar F-Type Project 7. I've actually seen the Project 7. That's been the cool part. It was at the Event 3 last year. Nice and simple Tampa work, but it does have headlights, and that's a nice thing. No taillights. Side skirt, Tampa work, gold. It's just a really good looking car. Very Miami, very Miami. All right, we've got the Little Red Express, 78 Dodge Little Red Express. And we've seen this in the Mopar 5-pack. So if you haven't seen that video, head over to my channel and click on the playlist. Well, go to recent videos. I'll have that up eventually, the Mopar 5-pack. And you can see the Little Red Express in yellow in that 5-pack. This thing is really nicely done though. Very, very realistic. We've got Max Steel in red, which I believe we've seen a couple times already as well in different colors. Nice salt flat racer. I think Alex Taylor's going to try maybe to go salt flat racing next year. I don't know if have they done it for this year yet. Maybe they have. I know last year she couldn't do it because it rained out. We've got the 75 Mazda MX-5 Miata. I feel like we've seen cars in this color a bunch for the last number of years. Although I can't place them. In my head, I cannot place them. They're almost like fog, just like the color. It's foggy, but it's a cool color. Nice little tampos on the hood pins. That's an interesting touch. We've got the McLaren Solus GT. And, oh man, the Triple F collection has their Solus in like a Golf kind of livery. Or McLaren type livery. It's got like blue and orange. This thing is really cool. Can't wait to see one of these like moving on a track more often. I know they're getting there, but yeah. So we got the Mad Mike Drift Attack. Pretty cool car. It's got this satin finish to it. Or matte finish. It's actually more matte. It is matte. Wow, that is awesome. It feels great too. This is a cool car. It's very tactile. Like, cool to the touch. Yeah, that's cool. We've got the Hummer EV. Can't go wrong with the Hummer EV. We've seen this a number of times. We've seen it in the launch color. I think that was white, maybe. Then we've seen it in the Ken for Barbie with gray. Now we've got it in this blue. I think we've seen it in another color as well. Green? Yeah, we've seen it in green. That's awesome. Big electric SUV. We've got the Jeep 57 Jeep FC. Wow, this thing is just as old as the 1957. That is actually fun to think about. These two cars came out at the same time. Think about that. 1957 Bel Air, 1957 Jeep. That is interesting to think about. It's got a Hellcat motor though. It's a supercharger. Mopar supercharger. And it's interesting too that you'd have to put it in the middle because otherwise it'd be kind of top front heavy. I bet that thing roasts the tires. We've got the BMW 507. And if you would have found this one for the, I think, C-Case in gold, you would have found the Super Treasure Hunt. So I did not find it. That's okay. I don't really mind. It's got this 822. Not really sure what that stands for. Super cool that they're adding these BMWs into the mix. I learned about these in college because that's when kind of like the internet got big. Although you would have figured I would have known more about that stuff, but I don't know. I lived in a pretty small town, and I thought for being in a pretty small town, I thought I did pretty well. Anyway, 55 Chevy Bel Air Gasser, the Collector. This is always popular casting. Glad to add it to the collection. I'll never turn down a 55 Gasser. They're just so cool. Big back tires on this thing. Absolutely great Tampa work, both top and side. Great Gasser look. So there you have it. There are some of the brand new C-Case cars I was able to find on the pegs a little late, but better late than never, right? And let me know which one is your favorite in the comments below. And until the next one, have a good one.